Hi, welcome to Shellie's Soapbox. I'm Shellie, and Soapbox is my platform where I share via podcast or blog my random thoughts. Now, my thoughts are based upon my experiences, my observations, or maybe something I've read. During each episode, I'll share my perspective, and at the end, I'll ask you a question. I want to hear what you think. I love to hear your feedback. Please drop it in the comments below or send me a message to shelliesoapbox@gmail.com. I have one request. Please, when sharing your comments, be respectful. We can agree to disagree, but let's respect each other's opinions. Thank you. So today's topic is about compartmentalization. When we think of compartmentalizing things, it's just simply dividing things into categories, into different areas. And so the first time I heard, though, about this concept of compartmentalization, it was during a discussion with some women and men. We were just having casual banter, and we talked about how, based upon the conversation, this is a gross generalization, that men do a better job of compartmentalizing than women. And it was told in the context of how a lot of men, not a lot, let me scale that back. Some men can have multiple intimate relationships and they don't blend into each other. And it was stated that it's because they're able to compartmentalize better. So what they're doing here doesn't impact what they are doing there. And so I don't want to go down the path about talking about relationships and that, but we also said that compartmentalization gets transferred into people's work. And so men a lot of times can be at work and have one type of behavior at work. They could be really hard at work, but then when they get home, they are, really, really soft and smooth and easygoing. Whereas women sometimes, when they're at work, what's going on at home or other places all gets merged into one. And so I was reading this article by Harvard Business Review, and I just want to read this little line from it. It says, psychologists define compartmentalization as a defense mechanism that we use to avoid anxiety that arises from the clash of contradictory values or emotions. And so it's interesting that it is a defense mechanism, and that's true. It is stated that it clashes contradictory values and emotions, and that can be true. And I'm not here to dispute what psychologists are saying, but I actually wanted to just turn that word on its head a little bit and think of it through the lens of something more positive. So now, me personally, I have a lot of different areas in my life where I feel like I'm not giving ample time to them, right? So there are, if I was to divide them into these different areas, I have God and my relationship with my local church. I have my family. I have my job, because when I'm not actually recording these podcasts, I actually have a full-time job. I have friends. And I also recently decided to take an online course. And so after this class, after this podcast, I'm actually going to have to go write my final paper for the class. But I digress. And then it's just fun times with things that I want to do personally, like just me time. And so when I think about that, I feel like those different areas are all undergirded by my self-care and my mental wellness. And so I was thinking, how can I compartmentalize better? How can I make certain that I give adequate time to these different areas in my life such that no one feels neglected, no one feels as if they are being cheated on, so to speak. And what I mean by that is, I'm supposed to be spending time with my family, but while I'm spending time with my family, I'm thinking about writing this paper. Or while I'm spending time with my friends, I'm, responding to a work email. So I was, again, thinking about compartmentalization. I actually think that can be a really positive thing. And I would really love to explore a little bit more about how we can do that. How can we, take time to give the actual undivided attention to the different areas in our lives without and that's a big without sacrificing ourselves. Because what I think happens more often than not is, I can just speak for myself, we try to be all things to all people at the same time, and it doesn't work. Someone gets neglected, someone's feelings get hurt, I get anxious, I get overwhelmed, I feel stressed that I haven't been able to give adequate time to all those areas. So let's think about that. Compartmentalization, is that a thing? Should we make it a really positive thing? And if so, how can we move forward? So I want to hear what you think. Drop your comments below or send me an email. Again, it's Shellie, soapbox@gmail.com. Look forward to hearing from you. And most importantly, if you like what you're hearing, do me a favor, press that like button, press that share button, and subscribe. Thank you.